This is Continuum Drag, a podcast where we watch sci-fi, fantasy, and everything in between. This week, Space Precinct, episodes 5 and 6.
Yo, Prime Elder.
Hey, Matt, where's everybody?
Mom's in the garden, I think.
And Liz?
Short, mega weird earthling, about this high, always saying, Zill says this, Zill says that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Look to Burrow, Dad. She's gone, vanished. Nah, she's at Charlotte's. So am I.
Whoa, you're going to Charlotte's?
No way. Get tweaked. I'm going to a Nazi's.
Welcome to Continuum Drag, the podcast for cyborgs. I'm Luke with my co-host Jordan. What's real, Jordan?
Get tweaked.
Get tweaked. I'm always telling
good, huh?
you. Get tweaked.
I love the lingo.
Lots of good slang in this show. Well, Jordan, before we get started, I think you have a little segment for us.
Yeah, it's funny when you're looking through these old shows and seeing how much you can find on them. So I have a little trivia segment here for you to see how much you know about this show. But then as I was doing it, I was like, I don't know how good this trivia is. There's not a lot out there. I don't know how fondly this show is remembered. It's not like there's like you could find like website after website of people being like, bring this show back, you know?
Yeah, so I should lower my expectations on what you're about to present.
Yeah, that's right. But after that, with great aplomb starting it, here's 10 questions for you to see how well you know the show after 6 episodes of it.
Hit me.
Okay, question the first. True or false? Lego forced the show to change its name from Space Police to Space Precinct.
That is true. I read that somewhere.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
It's interesting. I guess they have the brand name Space Police, and I mean, this would have tarnished Lego's brand.
That's true. Question 2. What is the number of the Space Police precinct on the show?
Is it 2040? Didn't we determine it was 2040?
Well, here, I'll give you... Sorry, I forgot I had multiple choice here. A, 2040. B, 88.
Oh.
C, 150. D, 2001.
No, I take it back. I do remember they said it was Precinct 88 because I was like, how many precincts are there around this planet?
Yeah, there's barely at least 88. You are correct on that. Which is... question 3. Which is not a real planet that they mention on the show? Simter, Altor, Rimston, Danae.
Rimston.
Yeah, you're correct.
That sounds like a Jordan name if I've ever heard one. Because you're a rim stan.
Yeah. That's funny.
Is it?
Yeah. It is. Question 4. True or false? The American and English broadcasts of this show featured a different episode order.
That would make sense to me because we're watching these on YouTube and there are 2 different playlists, and they have seemingly 2 random orders, what they've labeled 1 through, 23, how many episodes there are. So maybe one of them is the American playlist.
And that is what it is. So I went and looked that up, and they're very similar, but what it was obviously selling to an American broadcaster, and they picked what episodes they thought would grab viewers. So they were just randomly grabbing those. But then weirdly, more episodes aired in the U.S. like before they started airing in believe it was on the BBC. So the official order aired after the American order because just the way it was. So
interesting.
So there's like, and then I saw a thing. There's like actually like a third order, but it's not like there's that much serialization. But there's a little bit.
Wait, was that a question you asked me?
Yeah.
Or was that just a statement?
That was a question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was it. So it's done. It was. The answer was true. I'm telling you, this is going to be rough. Here, question 5. The Brogan family vehicle, which was featured prominently in episode 3, which we saw, is actually built off what car? Was it a Chevrolet Corvette, Ford Mustang, Volkswagen Beetle, or Pontiac Trans Am?
Honestly, I didn't even realize that was a family car. I assumed they were just driving around in the police vehicle. What was the second one? What was the second one?
Ford Mustang.
Yeah, I'll say a Ford Mustang.
Ooh, it's your first wrong one. It was unfortunately a Volkswagen Beetle.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would you build such a tiny vehicle?
I don't know. And if I went and I looked back and I saw a picture of him, like, oh, it is a Beetle.
Yeah, there you go.
This is question 6. What is the name of the Brogan family pet?
Oh, it's Tweaky Tukey is the name of the lady on the thing. Tal something. I don't remember. What was it?
Zill.
Zill.
Okay, question 7. The
These
flying
suck,
cars.
by the way.
I know. the Oh, I enjoy that more than the actual segment. The flying cars are called A, spacemobiles, B,
The jumpers.
hoppers, C, whistle tips, D, auto
Hoppers.
flyers.
They're hoppers. I thought they were
Hoppers.
jumpers, but they're hoppers. I remember that.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it through this.
How many more questions are there?
There's only 3 more. 8. What are the 2 main alien species that work at the police station? Are they the Creon and Tarn? Bulb and
There's the first one.
You don't hear my aliens I came up with?
Yeah. Say your other ones.
Oh man, I'm not gonna do it. B, bulb. It doesn't matter.
I want to hear what you came up with.
Bulb and derp.
Bulb and derp. Bulb and derp.
And then C is Creast and Tunks.
Sorry, Creast and Tungst.
That's right. D was Bonge and Turn.
Bunch.
I don't know. I was doing it late at night. Here's one for you. You'll if you liked him so far. Question 9. What color is the broken kitchen?
What color is their kitchen?
Yeah, it's very prominent.
I don't know, yellow, green.
It is yellow. It's very, very yellow.
Very yellow.
And finally, I can't imagine someone having to listen to me just chuckle through this whole thing. Question 10, the final one for you. Slow-Mo, the robot, he is an RSA. What does RSA stand for? Is it A, Rapid Service Assistant, B, Robot System Analyst, C, Research Secretarial Agent, D, Robot Secretarial Assistant?
Oh my god. They're all so bad.
I know.
Let's go Robot Secretarial Assistant.
Good job. It is. It's a Robot Secretarial Assistant. You did really well.
Just how they treat it tells me that's what it is.
Yeah, and you didn't even get fooled by Creast and Tunks.
What was the second one? The second one was the one I liked the best. A blork and a mork.
It's a bulb and a... What did I write? Bulb and derp.
A bulb and a derp.
Yeah, it's just as good.
Lord help us. Lord help us.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you ignored your initial instinct to throw that away and still do it.
I was like, I gotta get to at least 10.
What color is their kitchen?
It's because I was watching the episode. I'm like, man, that's a really yellow kitchen. I'm like, I got one.
For some reason in my head too, I was just like, it's like a bad color, like yellow or green.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, if that didn't wet the listeners' whistle, it'd be episode 5 and 6.
All right, let's get into it. Here's the IMDb summary for episode 5, The Snake. A reptile-like creature called the Snake hatches a venomous extortion plant that ultimately lands Brogan and Haldane on a space tanker carrying 200 million gallons of liquefied hydrogen and 4 hidden bombs.
Yeah. I'll say this. I kind of like the look of the snake. What do you think?
Yeah, Snake looks good. I agree.
Yeah.
Looks like
That's
a snake.
Probably the best part of the episode.
Like
Just
a
the
big
look of that guy.
cobra.
Yeah. He likes cutting his finger. And could we find out in this episode that this guy's like he's like an assassin, but he always uses his own blood. He has the very much like alien, or what do you call it, xenomorph from Alien. He has got acid blood. But like, what a pain, because he's always using it to get in and out of stuff. His fingertips must be just wrecked.
Listen, he's a real emo. A lot of self-harm going on.
Constant.
He needs to talk to someone.
Although I'll say this show has done a few things, and I don't know if I've mentioned it before in the podcast, but one little trope I never like in TV and movies is where people shoot the controller of things and they always just open. I'm like, well, this is like the worst security.
I think we discussed that on literally the last Space Precinct.
Yeah. So, but like he did it, and then in this one, the guy just puts his acid on it. I'm like, well, there's no security in this world, and what's the point? You just shoot it or put your acid finger on things. Why even lock the door to your yellow kitchen?
So this episode opens with the assassination of a corporate executive. There's this galactic extortionist known as the Snake, and he's basically blackmails CEOs. This blackmail thing made no sense. Like, usually when I think of an extortionist, they like have dirt on you.
Yeah.
In this case, he's just like, pay me money or I murder you.
Yeah, he at one point he just writes on the wall, "Pay or die." That's basically his thing. He's like, "Pay me or die." He's sort of like, yeah, he's less of an extortionist and just of a murderer who wants to just get some money.
Well, also in this opening, CEO won't pay, so the Snake breaks into his home with his acid blood, straps a bomb to his chest, explodes the CEO, and then writes on the wall, "Pay or die." But I was like, he's already dead.
It's funny you said that because I thought originally he wrote it before he blew the place up, and then
I guess
they were
he
like,
did.
and then later on, they're like, whoa, they found a piece of the wall that had blown up.
It was a very localized explosion.
Right, I see. Okay, just on the guy's stomach.
I guess the idea is they're going to now extort the next guy. There's like another guy at the company, like the CFO or something. They're like, now to extort the CFO.
Yeah, he's just going down the line.
Anyway, Space Precinct is on the case, and Haldane is cracking wise. Because when they look at that photo of the pay or die message on the wall, he turns around and says, "Hey, Detective Frito, looks like your ex-wife's handwriting." And then everyone laughs. And I assume you fell out of your chair because you're like, what a quip.
I think I'm officially done with Haldane. He's such a dumb character. He's really bad.
He is the worst kind of character on these kind of shows. It's just like, he's like he's such a smart ass. Don't you love him? It's like, no, you're so annoying.
Well, it's because if there was any other quality we had seen in him, or he does anything else, you'd be like, okay, and he's also a bit of a cad, but we don't.
Jordan,
that's all he does.
He's also horny.
Right. So it's like he just shows up in a scene and he's like, ain't I a stinker? A horny one? You're like, yeah, I guess. All right, man. Thanks.
Seem unpleasant to work with.
Yeah. So it's like I'm tired of all his quips. I don't want to see him anymore. But unfortunately, he will not go away.
Anyway, they're forming a task force with an expert on the Snake. They're going to go after him with a bomb expert. He's a bomb expert, I guess. His name's Bill Gray. And they're forming a task force. This is just like that show Task right now with Mark Ruffalo. We're going to get an exact remake of it, but in space.
Do they give this guy, they give him nothing, huh? He just, shows up. It feels like he doesn't even have a line for a few scenes.
Yeah, he's set up because he's Detective Castle's former partner from her days on a bomb squad before her whole team exploded that one time.
Yeah, and they sort of try to play a little bit of, she has not a post-traumatic stress from it, but she has these regrets from what happened, so they're playing on that, but they don't want to give her any real screen time, so it doesn't really amount to much. Also,
I think going from Bomb Squad to Beat Cop is a real downgrade. So I think she must have been blamed for that explosion.
Probably. Well, they try to leave it a little bit up in the air what her relationship is still with this guy. What's his name? Gray? Johnny Gray?
It's Sergeant Bill Gray.
That's right, yeah.
Anyway, Brogan, of course, after getting put on the task force, goes home to see his family for some family time. This is where his son tells him to get tweaked. Yeah. And what's actually happening is his kids have been sent away for the evening because his wife wants to have a romantic dinner with him.
Yeah. Don't you wish the family just went away?
So does Brogan.
Well, I mean, just but in terms of this show, it doesn't. I know what they're doing. They want to be oh, he also has a family life and he's struggling to be a cop and stuff. But I don't think it adds to the show at all. I wish the family wasn't there, or they I hate to say kill them off, but every time we have a family scene, you don't have to pay attention because it's not really important.
Well, it's very funny because he goes home. Wife wants to have a romantic dinner with him. He immediately gets a call from work and he's like, well, I gotta go, and leaves. And it's just you treat your family so poorly.
But in terms of structurally for a show, why have the daughter there with the pet? Doesn't really matter. You just have her.
So important in this episode.
Well,
we'll get
in
to
this
it.
episode, it is, but it's in the stupidest way possible. But you just have her show up every second or third episode and be like, hey, Dad, I'm your daughter. And he's like, anyway, back to work. I'm like, why? Why even have this person cast?
It's bizarre. It's part of the tonal problems of the show, right? They feel they want the family drama side of it because it's lighter, which is weird, but yeah, none of it ever really comes together. Anyway, let's move on. The Snake has planted a second bomb at a completely different corporation in order to do, as they theorize, an extortion double dip. He's put a bomb on the Tellan liquid hydrogen freighter that's on its way to their planet, Aldorn. So they send Brogan and Haldane in Slow-Mo the robot, who's been now converted to bomb disposal duty despite being a robotic secretary, apparently.
Yeah. Well, they already have the robot built.
Yeah. And they're going to go check out the bomb. They find it pretty quickly, and this is my favorite part. Like, they find a hidden bomb in an airlock, and they just start poking at it. And they're like, oh, we triggered it. And I'm like, yeah, you were poking randomly at a bomb. Of course you triggered the activation of the bomb.
Yeah, and how many bombs? There's like at least like 3 or 4 bombs on the ship, right?
Well, this is what they come to find out. Is there's a pre-recorded message from the Snake that says there are 4 airlocks on the ship. Each one of them has a bomb that's now been activated. If they try to enter or leave, the bombs will explode. And they have 13 hours to pay 60 million credits.
Yeah, it's a lot of credits.
I mean, you know how much you can buy with the credit. 60 million of them?
Yeah. And at this point, I thought, oh no, this is going to be a bomb defusal episode, which is not that I don't like it. Yeah, but like they're hard to do. And I was like, I know this show is not going to be able to pull off the tension. You just know they're not going to. And let me just tell you, it's going to feel like about 4 hours of people like looking at wires in the least interesting way possible.
Well, the Talon Corporation, who owns this freighter, does not negotiate with terrorists. So that ship and its crew are welcome to just go ahead and explode.
Yeah, exactly. They're not giving their money up.
So it's now up to Brogan, Haldane, and Slow-Mo, and also, I guess, the captain of the ship, who we barely get to meet. They each are going to have to take one of the bombs and disarm them individually. I never quite understood this. I guess they each have to disable a bomb, but one, like, in sequence for some reason. I didn't understand why they had to go in separate rooms and do this.
I think they have a line that they're all connected in a certain way, and they have to be done in a certain order. So it has to be like turn off sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
But there is some good news, because they can probably explode 1 or 2 of the bombs before it destroys the ship.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think there's parts of the ship that isn't
it's really
integral.
well built. It's really well built.
Yeah, it's right. They build the ship to have certain parts that aren't integral to it, so they're just like, that's the appendix. You could just get rid of that.
Yeah. Which at least I was like, okay, at least there's a chance the captain will explode. But there's also good news because Detective Castle, she's formerly on the bomb squad, so she's going to be able to walk them through disarming the bombs from the precinct. This is what you're talking about. We're going to see a lot of shots of her talking them through how to disarm the bombs. And she has a very interesting method of how you disarm a bomb. And that method is called trial and error.
Yeah, it's unscrew that thing. Oh no, that sets off the bomb. Screw that thing. Hey, that one's good.
She literally has Slow-Mo. She's like, all right, open that up. Okay, now you see that wire? Let's cut it and see what happens. And he does, and it explodes, and Slow-Mo's blown into space. And I was just like, oh, you didn't want to like check any other parts of the bomb first, see maybe where the wires connect to? No. Just cut it, see what happens.
Well, I think we see why she was demoted down to
yeah,
Precinct
it's
88.
pretty clear. It's pretty clear. Anyway, the ship is now damaged, and as it's been damaged, it's like affected their braking system. So now the missile essentially, or the ship is now essentially just a missile flying toward the planet full of explosive material, and will hit the planet in 40 minutes. So basically now they have to disarm this bomb before the military shoots out of the sky in 40 minutes, because that's the only thing they can do now.
Yeah, exactly.
Thankfully for them, the Snake is going after that other company at the beginning. He's going to go after the CFO finally. So they set up a big sting to catch him. Boy, howdy, do they ever catch him in a dramatic way.
Is this, he comes in, and the guy, there's a cop, the cops come out, right? He's like, I'm going to get you. And they come out from like behind the chair or something like that, right? Is that how they start?
Yeah.
Right. And then I can't remember. When do they shoot him with a net?
Right now. It takes like 12 seconds. They catch him in 12 seconds.
Yeah, they catch him, and then
they have a big net gun.
Yeah, they have a big net gun. But like, I kept thinking, I was like, because I was all disappointed they caught him so fast. Because I was like, this is the more interesting part of the show. Isn't it more interesting part to watch him kind of get in and kill people?
It's the cat and mouse part.
Yeah, that's better, right?
No, you just got a big net gun. Shoot him with a big net gun.
And then they got him.
Yeah, and they bring him back to the precinct to interrogate him to figure out how to disarm the bombs. But Sergeant Gray goes in first with his very low-cut neckline. Do you know how low-cut that man's neckline was?
I didn't know.
It goes right down to his belly button. He goes in, and somehow the snake escapes his cell and runs out when Detective Gray goes in, and then Detective Gray has no choice but to gun him down in the middle of the precinct, killing the snake and all of his secrets.
Yeah, and he shoots him like so many times that like all the acid from his stomach, acid blood, is like bleeding out into the ship, and he starts falling through floors. I
know. This is my favorite part of the episode. It's like he's like basically the corpse is eating its way through various floors. They have to seal off a corner of Space Precinct because it eventually just like melts into space, and they all like run to a window to watch. And as the body floats away, it expands like a balloon before it bursts into like green blood. I was like, that's great. I don't know why that would happen, but that's great.
That was the best part of the show, I think.
Meanwhile, Brogan is on the missile spaceship flying toward the planet, and he has to call home to try to figure out, try to find a gentle way to break the news to his family he's about to die. It's very funny. He's just like, how's it going back there at home? Yeah, just at work. Pretty busy day.
Yeah, and it's like he's talking to his wife, and she kind of knows something's up, and she's like, everything okay? But for whatever reason, he just can't find the words. But is that his character?
It's because his daughter won't let him get a word in edgewise. He's like trying to tell his wife, his daughter's like, Dad. He's like, I believe at some point he's like, not now, honey. Shut up, daughter. Shut up.
And she's like, hold on. Glib has something to say. Haters gotta hate.
Jordan. What is the pet's name? You just did a quiz about it.
Hold on. It's not Glib. Hold on. Its name is Zill.
Thank you.
And it's definitely a bulb or a derp, and and it's like it says haters gotta hate or something like that.
No, basically his daughter won't let him talk because she's like, Zill has a very important message for you, Dad. He wants me to tell you. And Brogan's like, what is it then? He's like, Zill wants you to remember, quote, a deceiver unmasked is still a deceiver.
This is stupid. So stupid. It's so remarkably stupid.
Will that have any effect on the episode at all? Why would this pet have any effect?
Yeah, why would it say that?
It doesn't even speak. It just goes bloop bloop. Anyway, back to the ship. They're flying through space. The video feed's disabled, so now Brogan just has to describe what he's seeing to Castle. Over top of like the thing, which is funny. I was like, do you guys not screen cap the look of that bomb? But whatever. It's just now it's all audio, and basically he's able to find the bomb's trigger hidden behind a circuit board. And he noticed something's odd. They're like, hey, why aren't the wires welded together using the snake's trademark acid blood? He loves to self-harm, but this time he's just screwed in the wires.
Yeah. They're like, oh, that's not his normal bomb. It must be someone else who's making the bomb. Ugh.
And this triggers something in Castle. Well, here's the thing. She tells no one about her suspicions. She's just like, that is strange. And she goes and basically confronts Sergeant Gray alone that he's like killed the snake on purpose to cover up the fact that he's the copycat bomber who's done this. And I was just like, you can't go accuse the man who just like he's just going to shoot you, but he doesn't do anything. He's just like, you caught me.
No, but you know what's even better? He's like, you caught me, you're right. And she's like, why would you do it? And what I liked is that he actually kind of calls out how bad this episode is. He's like, look, it would be a terrible motivation for me just to want money, seeing as I'm already making a lot of money as a space cop. But that is my motivation because that's all they could come up with. Anyways, I'm bad.
I'm bad and you caught me.
Yeah.
They bring him out. They have him explain how to disarm the bomb. And this is where they run into, they're like, oh, yeah, he's going to disarm the bomb. Or we're going to have him disarm the bomb. But, like, we have to, like, have a question of, like, can we believe him or not? Mm. Like, is he telling the truth or not? Oops, we have a character named Tookie who can, like, read his, like, intentions. What are we going to do about that? So they just have Tookie standing there. And she's like, well, he is so good at controlling his emotions, I can't tell if he's lying or not. It's like, why have this character?
Which, by the way, is what she does every episode. It's like having, like, poor Deanna Troi was also fairly useless in Star Trek, but like this is monumentally worse. It's just a person, every single time she comes, she's like, I can't rate this person. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know why
we can't have
here.
her read it for the plot. We've put ourselves in another corner for some reason. Anyway, Brogan's like, well, I don't know whether to believe him, which wire to cut. And then he remembers his pet's advice to not trust a deceiver. So he does the opposite of what the guy says, and it disarms the bomb.
Yeah, and he saves the day.
Jordan, a deceiver unmasked. I'm still a deceiver.
Thank you, Glib Glib.
Zill. Anyway, back at the precinct, we have a little epilogue. Someone found Slow-Mo floating out in space, so he's fine. And, dude, is one of those front desk clerks in love with Slow-Mo?
I don't know. There's this, like, weird, like
his emotional reaction to Slow-Mo coming back and getting on his hands and knees weeping. I was just like, are they in love?
These are the same guys that were gambling before, right? Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about them.
Yeah, they're just the comic relief.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just like, I think they're gonna kiss. Haldane is back. He's alive. Castle's happy to see him, so I guess they're gonna go on a date now because they're will they won't they. That it's like, oh
yeah, I know. It's like every episode.
I know, it is crazy. And then Brogan gets to go home, and his wife wants to have sex with him.
Yeah.
And I literally thought when he walked in, his wife's just like, oh, I'm so glad you're home. I'm so ready for you to be home. I thought he was going to be like, not tonight, Peg. And then put his hands down his pants.
No, because it's a weird kid show. And you're like, oh, they're having sex on a kid show?
They have the same relationship as Married with Children. I feel like it's like he just like doesn't want to spend any time with his family, and his wife is just desperately trying to like get any affection from him.
Well, just so you know, when I was doing the trivia, you remember how much you like the trivia. I was trying to find out what her profession was. I was like, what does the wife do? And I was looking through. There's no information anywhere, and I realized, oh, they never came up with something for her to do.
Doctor. That's why I bet doctor.
No, it's never mentioned. I'm telling you, painter of kitchen. Yellow.
But that's the snake. They defused some bombs. They got a snake guy on it.
Yeah.
Wasted
Snake Boy. He was cool looking, and they just wasted him.
I can't believe they killed him.
I know.
That would have been a good recurring villain.
Exactly. Bring back old Snake Boy.
You spent all that money building that snake costume.
Yeah, I know, just to kill him.
Anyway, here's the IMDb summary for episode 6, Time to Kill.
You're not afraid of taking chances, are you?
Well, no, sir, but...
Well, this is illegal.
What's the matter with you? I thought you were looking for a way to make some real money.
Well, I am, but I guess I'm not cut out for this kind of work.
This is a genuine opportunity I'm offering you here.
Thanks, but I'm sorry.
Well, suit yourself.
Police! You're under arrest! Nobody move!
A killer cyborg disrupts a counterfeit cash sting operation, causing everything to go horribly wrong. Things get even worse when the team realizes they are chasing a cop killer.
Yeah. This episode, very early on, I was watching this and I was like, oh, I get really what this show is. This show is like remember when we watched RoboCop or like Space Rangers or like those like Adventure of the Week sort of shows? That's what this is. That's what this show is, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just an Adventure of the Week show.
It's just but this is a kid show. This is 100% a kid show. Like we were like oh, the tone and the American audiences didn't get it. So I was like, no, this is a kid show.
It's ultimately what it wants to be. It's just that the adventures are too dark sometimes.
Agreed. Yeah.
Jordan, this is on me for sure, but it took me a little too long to clue into what was happening. And I thought this was like a soft reboot of the show, and they were cleaning the deck of excess characters.
Oh, really? No, I think I knew maybe a little too early on what was going to happen, and I was quite disappointed because, as you say, they it looks like that's what they're going for, and I was like, oh, maybe they're going to do something interesting, have like some actual stakes, but don't worry, it's Space Precinct.
Yeah, I thought they maybe were clearing the deck. They're like, some of these characters don't work. Let's clear them off the space and like move on from this point. But once they started killing too many characters, I realized that wasn't going to happen. But for a brief moment, I was just like, oh, they're cleaning up some of the stuff we don't need on the show.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Anyway, it starts at a very large-scale money counterfeiting operation where they're just making credits, I guess, which I guess credits are paper money. And the criminal who runs this outfit, his fail nephew has come by to get a job. I guess his aunt sent him over to get a job from his uncle. He's just like a real fail nephew who can't get any work on his own.
I like, though, that like he's sent over, but like he's not told anything, and I assume the aunt would have known like what the guy, because like, you need a job, like, you know what this guy does. He's like this mass counterfeiter, and they're just, and he gets there and he's like, and he says, so we counterfeit, and the nephew's like, what? I don't know if I like
confused.
that.
He's so confused that
I thought I was just
anything
gonna
happening
sweep
here is
up.
illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. He's just like the dumbest man alive. Brogan and the squad bust in to arrest everyone because this is a sting, except for the fail nephew, because they heard he's a good person from a bug they had planted nearby.
Yeah, and like a shootout happens as they're trying to catch the guy. And
do you think that happens, Jordan? Do you think when they come in and they do a sting operation, they're just like, well, we know you're a good guy, so we're not putting you in handcuffs?
I think so. I think that's classic procedure.
They're allowed to pick one person to get to like, you're the good one.
It's always what happens. You're allowed one person.
But yes, shootout, and it takes place.
And then something actually interesting happens, which it's like you see other avenues they could have taken with this episode, because I think this is a pretty good setup. They go to this thing, a shootout happens, and basically what happens is Brogan accidentally, because he's shot and he's in an awkward position when he shoots, he accidentally shoots this nephew kid, and he falls into what is
a vat of chemicals, Joker
like a vat
style.
of like yeah, exactly, boiling chemicals, and he's like really, really badly injured. And Brogan, although they kind of play with it for about a scene or two, he's not maybe as upset as I think he should be. They again, it's not like they don't touch on it, but like I was like, what an interesting episode it could be. And again, I know this is a kid's show, and I know it's not what they want to do, but like if it was him in his journey as a police officer after doing this thing, or what are the repercussions of this real big failure, or how's his reaction? Maybe it's positive, maybe it's negative to what happened. You know, maybe he doesn't want to admit he did it, or what his relationship is with his family. I think there's something to play with there, but that's not what this is. And I'm not saying it's a better episode. It's just I could see different ways they could go.
My favorite part is, yes, Brogan accidentally shoots this kid into a vat of chemicals, and he stands there watching the kid flail around in the chemicals for a few seconds before he just turns away from him and starts shooting again.
Yeah. He's like, I'll deal with that later.
It just goes back to the fact that Brogan has only one skill, and that is shoot.
I'll say this on this show. They do shoot a lot. It always seems to be the one thing the police do in this. They show up somewhere and they shoot.
That's it. That's all. That's the only skills that they have.
Yeah.
The thing you didn't mention about this shootout is that it breaks out because they've successfully captured everyone at this counterfeiting operation. And it looks like there's like one criminal they didn't see, and he's starting to take aim at Brogan. Maybe he's going to shoot him. And then suddenly a cyborg walks in.
Yeah.
He looks like the Terminator, except for his skull is like skull-like head with a giant chin, as if he's Jay Leno. As a Jay Leno skull walks in.
Yeah. He's sort of like half RoboCop, half Terminator, but yeah, he's got like this kind of comically large skull head. And then there's also a piece that for whatever reason is not covered, and it's of his kind of bald head where you can see like a bullet hole or some sort of damages on his head. Why he would have that exposed, I'm not sure, but it's exposed.
He starts blasting everyone away. Criminals, the cops start shooting at him. Tukey, they yell at Tukey, take cover, and she like does the slowest, most meandering walk, probably because the actor can't see anything out of the mask, but like meanders through the line of fire, gets shot. I was like, okay. And what I did like is the cyborg. When the cyborg escapes, it runs across a gangway and like leaps out a window with way more like grace than you think this suit could possibly allow the actor inside of it to do. But it's such a good escape. Yeah,
I'll say this. It looks a little bit silly, but I kind of like the look of this robot. I was like, at least it's different.
It's cool.
It looked pretty good for what it was. So, silliness aside, I kind of liked it. It's just like the snake. I was like, hey, you guys want to do this every week? This is better than this is more exciting than like the bombs.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, as you said, Brogan afterward is a little upset by the botched raid, the fact that kid got shot, he shot that kid, etc., etc. Yeah. And this is my favorite part. Is he's like talking to the captain Podley. He's just like, That went so bad. I shot a kid. Like that cyborg's on the loose. My sting went so bad. And Podley just won't get mad at him. He's just like, it's fine. Sure, you killed a civilian potentially and or injured him badly and Tookie got shot. But what are you going to do? I'm Captain Podley. Brogan, you're so cool.
The captain actually says that went as well as it could have gone. I was like,
so
I don't think that's right.
So Brogan starts running down his street level informants in a montage of trying to figure out, who this cyborg might be or where the counterfeiters might have run during the attack.
The one informant made me laugh so hard because it's one of those aliens. It's a Jim Bob or whatever, but it's got a receding hairline.
One of the derps.
One of the derps, and it made me laugh. It made me laugh so much. It was just so funny that they have these look, but for these aliens, but every now and then they're like, well, you have to make them look something different. Just put a little bit of hair on them.
It's the best part. I know one has. Sometimes they have hair. Sometimes that hair is receding. It's so
that's
good.
Right. It's great. It's great.
Anyway, at the hospital, Tookie and the Fail nephew have for some reason been put in the same hotel room. They're sharing a room together. I'm not sure why.
As you would, yeah.
And Tookie was shot in the spine in the encounter. And then they're just like, but it's no big deal. Tarns like her can regenerate their spines. It's totally fine. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And the Fail nephew has had it a lot worse. He is, he's badly burnt. We see him in this plastic container. All of his skin is two-faced off. If Two-Face were one face and it was all the burnt part.
Yeah, and the doctor even says at one part, she's like, look, it looks bad. It's much worse.
It's much worse. He's also been paralyzed from the shot Brogan took at him.
Yeah, it's bad.
And anyway, the cyborg walks in. Somehow no one has noticed a 7-foot-tall steel Robo-Man walking to the hospital, but he just walks in casually. He approaches the nephew, and Tookie pulls out her radio to call for help. So the cyborg walks over and chokes Tookie to death, leaving her in the funniest death pose I've ever seen.
There's a freeze frame of her just with her shocked face. It's wonderful.
Just not moving. I laughed so hard.
Yeah.
And then their cyborg goes and he injects the Fail nephew with a syringe of green liquid, and we're like, oh, mysteries.
Why would he do that? Yeah.
Anyway, everyone is sad. Tookie is dead, but Brogan's still on the case. He's trying to track down the head counterfeiter because Brogan's quite sure that the counterfeiters are responsible for the cyborg. He thinks the cyborg was their guy who busted in. Even though even us, the casual viewer, is just like, I don't think that's what's happening, but whatever, it's fine. He needs something.
They're not very good police.
Yeah. And when he arrives at the penthouse of the head counterfeiter, because he's got a call, he's just like, we know where the guy who runs the operation is. Go to this penthouse at this hotel. I believe they might have called it the Hotel Toronto. I could be wrong, but I think they might have called it that.
I thought they said the same thing. I think it's just their pronunciation. They said Toronto, and so I was like, oh, hey, local shout out. But no, I think it's just the way they pronounce it.
They mispronounced a different name.
Yeah.
As they arrive, the cyborg is there, shooting out of a car window, exploding the hotel's penthouse.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the cyborg is very effective.
Oh, very effective. They get in a car chase with the cyborg. They fly around. The cyborg ends up shooting their cruiser out of the sky. Haldane uses the ejector seat to shoot Brogan out of the ship. But his ejector seat is broken, and he very, very slowly crashes to his death. So Haldane is killed.
Yeah, and I was like, amazing. But I was like, I know this is not going to be right.
Yeah,
There's
I was
no
at
way.
this point too. I was just like, we can't be. When I thought they killed Tookie, I thought maybe Tookie's really dead. But when they killed Haldane in kind of a very anticlimactic way, I was just like, I think they're gonna find a way out of this one.
Yeah.
I did love the next scene though with Castle. She's just like, I can't believe Haldane's dead. I always thought we'd get together in the end, as if that was the plot we were writing, and all our sexy banter was going to lead to us being in a relationship. But I guess not.
It's very weird because I get what they're saying. They're like, hey, it's a will they, won't they, and it would have been they would have got together. But I was like, is that how you felt? Because you had this weird combative relationship with him. Like I always thought it stopped being combative, and I'd feel like it just didn't make any sense. I was like, it's stupid. That's a stupid thing.
It's very funny to have a character explicitly say out loud, it's like, this is our relationship. It's a will they, won't they.
Yeah, it was so dumb. And then Brogan's like, I felt that way too. I was like, shut up, Brogan.
Also, they went on a date last episode. It's not really will they, won't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, they get another tip that another counterfeiter has been found. So they go to find him now. And this counterfeiter, he's just trying to turn himself in. And he explains, he's just like, hey, I didn't send that cyborg. I want protection from the cyborg. I'm afraid of him. And Brogan, like, there's this thing where it's like, no, Brogan's turning into a bad cop and roughing him up. And I'm just like, but this is how Brogan has been the entire time.
No, and they play this plot a little bit later on. Not to like bury the lead with his wife and stuff, but yeah, so like he kind of roughs the guy up a little bit, but like we've seen this before, and they sort of like play it like he's going over the edge, and what's her face? Castle's like, control yourself, and I'm like, he didn't do much, and then later on it'll be a thing where the wife's like essentially is like, this has gone too far. I don't know if we could be together, sort of that, and I was like, one, how would she know that? She doesn't see anything, and two, he's done nothing different. It's not like you've seen a slow de-evolution of him over time, and he's been undercover for so long, he's becoming like the people he's pretending to be or something like that. It's like he came and didn't talk to you like every other day.
No, he's always been a pretty bad cop doing things that are like semi-legal or like exploiting like his power. So like this doesn't feel that different. But
yeah,
this is when they come to learn that the cyborg doesn't work for the counterfeiters, and they take him into custody. And then they have to go to the hospital because they got a report that the fail nephew is miraculously recovering. They found a weird drug in his system, but it's too advanced for the doctors to replicate. And it's very similar to the metal piece they shot off the cyborg earlier that the Hawking's lab on Earth can't even replicate the material. It's so advanced.
Yeah, and then like later Castle's like, I think it might be from the future, and Brogan's like, are you stupid? There's no way it's from the future. And I was
That
like,
was literally the next scene. It's
so obviously from the future, and everyone can figure out why the cyborg is there and what is happening.
I just love that because Castle just does. She finally just says what is the point. It's like, what if it's from the future? It's not even Castle's like that stupid. Castle's just like, I don't care. I'm not even remotely curious about anything in the world. I'm just gonna kill. I'm just going to kill her. Like, it's not that he dismisses her and says she's dumb. He's just like, I don't care. I'm not curious about anything. I'm like, what a wild character trait this guy has. It's like a complete lack of curiosity. He's just like, all I'm going to do is kill him. That's my job. I'm a cop. I'm like, cool. What a bizarre character.
Yeah. And there's another scene, because I think it's the next one, because the cyborg shows up again. He comes into the police station, right?
Yeah.
But what I love is all these aliens have gigantic eyeballs. Mm-hmm. And he's just walking by them, like sneaking by this, like you said, this 7-foot robot is sneaking by these guys with gigantic eyeballs. I'm like, don't they help them see? They can't see these guys?
Well, it's so funny. He walks into the precinct, the giant cyborg, and then he just walks into the middle of it. No one pays any attention, and he just opens fire and just starts. Yeah. I think he might be killing some of the regular aliens. I really couldn't tell one alien from the next. I'm like, is that one of the regular characters? Or is that Captain Podley? I'm not sure, but I think he's killing people.
Yeah, he's killing them left, right, and center.
He goes in, he gets into the custody where the counterfeiter's being held, kills the counterfeiter, and then Brogan and the cyborg get in a tussle. The cyborg's gun gets broken, so he can't kill. Or no, the cyborg's gun gets broken, so Brogan can't kill him. These words. And he's like, I'll come back for you later, Brogan, because you're going to die because you created me. And we're like, whoa.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Whoa. Jordan, you fell out of your chair at this revelation.
And Brogan's still so dumb he doesn't understand what's happening. So obviously, we'll say to the viewers, obviously the cyborg is the burn kid from the future trying to save himself. But it's a weird idea, right? Because he's basically like, we're getting into this time travel thing, which we've had a few times in episodes. And the funny thing is, they're not even that interested in the time travel, not to like the very end of this. It's not really what it is. But like, this guy's plan is, I'm going to heal myself, and thus I'll be better. But it's not going to affect him at all because he's on a different timeline, right?
We can talk about that. We'll talk about the plan here in a second. I want to cover one last thing before we get into the time travel stuff. So at this point, Brogan goes home and he's like, I got to send my family into hiding for their protection because this guy's after me. This is where you said the wife is upset with him. It's not that visibly upset, but essentially like I think she's upset like this has happened. She's brought this violence into her home. The kids have to go into hiding. And she announces that they're getting a divorce.
Well, she's not explicit. She basically says to him like I don't know if this is going to happen. Things have to change and we can't go on like this. But then she like kisses him, goes away, but like keeps it somewhat vague. I felt the same way. Like it seems like she's saying it's the end, but she doesn't come out and say that explicitly.
I will say though, because the family's been very little involved in the plotline up till now. They're just having to go into hiding. But contextually, obviously, we know they're going to fix everything by the end by time travel. But it doesn't really change. That must mean their marriage is so on the rocks that she's that close to leaving him.
No, it's because they're playing this idea that it's been such a long time that he's been crazy and he's been so like a rough, dirty cop. But again, we've seen one scene where he roughs someone up. That's not any different. So it's like they're trying to play this thing, but it's like there's not enough time for it to have affected the wife. I think you're right. Like what the implication ends up being is that like, oh, this must just be a really bad marriage. But what I think they're just saying is like he's been so extreme and so detrimental.
Because this is not even the first time an arch criminal has broken into their home and threatened their family.
That's true.
Anyway, so with him gone, Brogan sets up a bunch of Home Alone traps in his house for the cyborg.
Better episode, by the way. If this episode had started with the cyborg, but like, I'm coming to your house to kill you, and it's him setting up all these traps and then him like going through and Home Aloneing with the guy, that's a better episode.
Yeah, and he doesn't even really use the traps. The traps don't even amount to anything. They get in another tussle in his house. He disarms the cyborg finally. This is where the cyborg is revealed. Like they open it up and it's just like, hey, I'm the failed nephew from the future. In the future, they eventually invented cyborg technology so I could finally walk again. And then I found out about a scientist who'd invented time travel, so I stole his time travel belt from him. We've seen tunnels. We've seen trains. We've never seen a time travel belt.
I thought the same thing. This is the first time we've had a time travel belt.
And he's just like, my plan was to go back to the original counterfeit shootout. And right at the start, we saw a bad guy about to shoot Brogan. And I guess the idea is that bad guy was going to accidentally shoot this failed nephew, and the failed nephew is going to fall into the vat of chemicals. So when the robot comes in, he misses, but kind of like a butterfly effect thing. Maybe not butterfly effect's not the right term, but like that you can't change history. Yeah. This time he stops the one gunman, but Brogan still shoots him and he falls into a vat. So like he doesn't change the timeline. He just changes how he gets shot.
Well, that's the funny thing. It would be funny if like we had a series to watch him go back every time, and no matter what he does, he always gets burned by the acid.
Yeah,
no matter what he does, he's like, and this time the guy's gonna eat a tuna sandwich. Acid.
But Brogan's just like, oh, great. Well, how about this? I'll just go back in time with your time belt, and I'll just fix everything.
By the way, don't you love, though, that Brogan, as you said, a not interested man, he has just found out that time travel exists. It's never been a thing before. This alien has told him time travel exists. He's not blown away at all. He's like, I guess I'll time travel a bit. It's like, will you?
He's not curious. He's not a curious man.
Yeah. It's like, but you're going to time travel, and you're probably never going to come back, like, to your life. This will be it. And he's just like, oh, I guess I'll just do it. It's like, but... You must know the implications of this, right? That if you go back and change time, that's the end of your timeline.
I guarantee you he doesn't know the implications. That's why it doesn't bother him.
It just seemed so wild. I was like, there was never this moment where he was like, I don't know what's going to happen and I'm scared about it, but the greater implication or the greater cause is that I have to do this thing because it's the moral good. But that's not what this is at all. He's just like, what if I take your belt? And the guy's like, yeah, you could take that. Also, I like that all the cyborg's anger is gone at this point. He was defeated, his mask was opened, and now he's chatting like they're old friends. He's like, yeah, anyways, here's the belt you can use, and you don't mind if I just lay here on your couch for a while, do you? It's like, no big deal.
Listen, I know this is an erotic shipping podcast, but there was something really evocative about, yes, the robot has been defeated. He's laying on the couch, and Brogan's like, all right, I'll use the time belt. And Brogan gets on his knees and starts taking off the belt.
I know.
It
was very weird. I thought the same thing. It was so funny. He was like, hold on, cyborg, let me take your pants off. I was like, okay, Brogan.
Erotic right at the end here.
Yeah. Brogan's like, you can't move, right? You can't defend yourself at all?
Listen, now that we're friends, would you like to be a little bit more?
Yeah.
Anyway, Brogan puts on the belt. He travels back in time to the sting operation at the counterfeit thing. Obviously, we've got, time travel rules. The original cyborg shows up, but
wouldn't you just time travel back to before the guy goes for the job interview thing? Just be like, don't do that.
It does seem like there would be an easier place to fix this problem, but they
then a
choose not to
shootout?
do that.
Yeah, they go right back to a shootout.
So he disables the original cyborg before he can go in and start the shootout. And then Brogan looks through a window and yells, "Hey, that guy's got a gun! Look out!"
That's literally his plan. His plan is, I'm going to go back to this very violent shootout. I'm going to get rid of the cyborg. Okay, that makes sense. You got rid of the cyborg.
Now you just got to stop the other gunman.
Stop the other gunman. How do I do it? Is he going to grab him? Is he going to stop him before he gets in? Is he going to shoot him? He's like, no, he's just going to yell through the window.
Hey, look out! That guy's got a gun!
And they do. But you know what? We make fun, but it worked.
Saves the day. But of course, past timeline Brogan, whatever, new timeline Brogan, this other Brogan who's inside the building, he hears it and he's just like, "That's weird. That was my voice, but it was outside."
Yeah, and they do one too many lines that, like, someone's like, "Hey, that sounded you." He was like, "It wasn't me." He's like, "Sound just like you." He's like, "I would have known if I said something." "Oh, it sounded like you though." "Oh, it wasn't." I was like, "Okay, guys, we get it. It wasn't him."
Anyway, Brogan goes outside this is the one time he's curious for 2 seconds. He steps outside to look in the alley where the voice came from, and he sees himself cease to exist. And he's like, "I'm not curious." And he closes the door.
That's another wild thing. Could you imagine? Again, this version of now doesn't know time travel exists, and you see yourself time travel and then like evaporate in front of your eyes, and you just go, back to work. Like, your mind would be blown. It would change you as a person.
Not Brogan.
Not Brogan.
And we get this really long extra, because we're basically back at the start of the episode. The sting is successful. All the cops who had died are now back alive again. And then Brogan, despite obviously this is a new timeline Brogan, he has no memory of anything.
Yeah.
He gives a little speech about appreciating them all because they're alive. And they're like, "Why are you saying this, Brogan?" He's just like, "I don't know."
I know. It's so dumb because it's like, it's supposed to be that like he learned something. I'm like, but he didn't learn anything because he didn't do any of the stuff that we watched in the episode.
It's supposed to be the end of It's a Wonderful Life where he's just like, "And you were there, and you were, now I appreciate you all." And they're like, he's doing that speech, and then someone's just like, "But why are you saying this now, Brogan?" He's just like, "I have no idea because I didn't experience any of what happened in this episode, so I just am forced to say these lines."
They're like, "You didn't see anything like wild and like life altering, like, I don't know, yourself from the future?" He's like, "Not that I remember."
Not that I recall. They also have a classic comedy gag where right at the end, Captain Podley calls up Brogan and starts yelling at him for what a botched job he did on this bus that went perfectly fine. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
This is the build up for that.
Yeah, it's a bad episode.
All right, Jordan. That's the end of the episode. So any final notes you want to cover that we didn't cover on either of these episodes?
I'll just say, if you do like bomb defusal things, there's a 1974 movie with Richard Harris called Juggernaut. It's a much better version of bomb defusing. If that's your thing,
down. That is my thing.
Juggernaut. Richard
Good
Harris.
name too.
Yeah, good movie. And you'll be like, oh, I actually feel tension. I'm worried about the bombs, opposed to this one where they're like, well, what about the red screw?
What if slow-mo blows up?
It was stupid.
Also, not hurt at all. Slow-mo's just like fine.
Yeah, he's fine. You know who's not fine? Snake. He didn't do as well getting blown into space.
I thought for sure they were going to kill the captain because they're like, we can blow up to 2 bombs. There are 4 people arming them.
Yeah.
One of them is a person we've never met before and like has had one line of dialogue. I'm like, well, she's dead. And like, no, at the end of it, she's like, well, I survived. I'm like, bizarre that you survived.
Well, what did you think about the first one? We're just mentioning there. Episode 5, The Snake.
The Snake. Yeah, you know what? It's not great. It's not great. There's some stuff that's okay in it. Like the snake's cool to look at. They don't utilize them enough. It is funnier to talk about. The whole bomb diffuser thing is so stupid. Talking about it makes me like it more. But I don't know. I'm gonna go 4. I think ultimately, it's funner to talk about than it was to watch.
I agree with you, Luke. I'm on the exact same thing. I'm also giving it a 4. It's funny to kind of laugh about how like the kind of weird dumbness of this episode, but it's kind of a slog to watch. Like, it's a boring episode. There's a lot of them going, and what do you see to the right there? There's a cable. It's like, oh, this is bad.
Honestly, the bomb defusal parts were some of the better parts. So.
Yeah, it's not a good episode. What do you think of Time to Kill?
Time to Kill. Again, I like the look of the cyborg. His skull mask with a giant chin made me laugh a lot. I mean, there's lots of funny stuff, but it's inadvertently funny. Like the dead Tookie, Brogan. the whole thing is like, I can't believe Brogan's become a bad cop. He's the exact same cop he's always been.
What it should have been is he really started to like reading.
He got really good at his job. So yeah, and like I will say, I was prepared to do a 7-word eulogy or a 4-word, whatever that thing is for Took. Yeah. And then when I came to realize they weren't going to actually kill anyone, I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh my God, we're just going to reset. This is going to be a nothing episode. I'm going to go 3.
Yeah, for some reason, I like this one a little bit more, even though I know it's a dumb episode. Yeah, I just, whatever. It wasn't as boring to me, but like it was annoying that they just essentially like wasted your time with a reset episode, which went nowhere. But I'm gonna go slightly higher and give it a 4.5.
4.5. Interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
Not much better, but the show's running on fumes, man.
They're funner to talk about afterward, but like when I'm watching them, it's like, ugh, Brogan, I hate you.
Well, no, it's a very good point you make though, because I think I've been trying to think about why the show doesn't quite work, because on paper you're like, I kind of get it, like the aliens look cool, like cops in space, that's fun, and like they have these like whatever criminal adventure of the week, that's all fine, but it's that the characters are all sort of rather unremarkable and boring, and it's like that's not a great sign for the show where you have like 2 to 4 like main like because like human characters we'll call it, but they're all just kind of boring, so it's like I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm like give me like a Jake Cardigan or Sam Casey or something. At least they have like, at least they're kind of enjoyable to watch as this like jerk main character. I just like there's like Brogan's so boring, and there's nothing there. There's nothing to remember him by.
Yeah, I will say I think the human characters are the worst part for sure. Like if you got rid of them, I'd watch Podley. I think Podley's like a dumb character, but like he's fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that the aliens with the big heads that can't emote out of their mechanical puppetry, they are more interesting than the human characters.
Well, Jordan, it's time to check the escape pod. We've done 3 episodes. That's when we traditionally do that. So give me a second. I'm going to punch these numbers into the continued reg computer. All right, Jordan. Do you want to hear how we're doing on Space Precinct? Where do you think we are? Where do you think we are in Space Precinct?
I think we're clearing it. We're gonna have to keep going.
How close do you think it is, though?
I think it's a razor's edge. I think it's a 5.02 or something like that.
Jordan, the current series rating for Space Precinct is 5.08.
Oh man, we're still going.
So we will continue for a few more episodes. Yeah. Maybe they'll get their stuff together. Honestly,
it's true.
If they had cleaned house, if they took Tookie out, if they'd taken Haldane out, I would have at least been interested to see what the revised version of this in the next. I was really I'm like, oh, good. This is even if they don't get it right, it's the right move to remove these 2 characters right now.
You're absolutely right. If I don't think they're gonna do it, but like little things like the wife going, I can't be here anymore, I'm taking the kids away, I'd be like, great. And it's not even that the characters are so bad, it's just like they're underutilized. There's no point to them. So it's like,
there's no point.
Get rid of them. And you're right. Haldane's just there to be like, ugh, wish I was having sex with you right now. We're like, okay, go away. He's gone too. It's like if they just did a few things, it would at least like tighten it up. Like I don't know if the actual like Brogan as a lead, I don't know if it's working, but I mean, it's being tighter with the cast wouldn't hurt anyway.
No, and I know your favorite kind of show is cop robot, and your least favorite kind of show is cop alien. But this show's so weird because they're not even doing the cop alien buddies thing. Like they have him paired with a human. Like the whole point of this is to buddy up with someone unusual, like someone who is unusual for you to partner with.
It could be slow-mo.
I mean, someone.
Yeah, you're actually right. I didn't think about that. It does seem like it's ripe for an alien and him. It should be like Alien Nation. Better show.
Exactly. I mean, it's just such a weird thing they're not doing. Anyway, we will be back for more. The escape pod has not been taken. We're gonna get a little more Space Precinct going forward.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you can see all the clips. There's so many good clips, at least. There's so many good clips.
Well, you know
for Space
what?
Precinct.
What took you dying? It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I got Tookie dying looped. We're going to see lots of Tookie dying.
And the snake blowing up, that was good.
One thing about that Tookie dying thing, too, is it happens right as they go to commercial break. So there's a huge music sting over top of her hilarious body.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can find those clips on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Blue Sky. Continuum Drag is our handle on all of those, so just track us down there. And that about wraps it up for the episode, listeners. So thank you for joining us. And Jordan, I'll see you in the next one.
And what was the thing that kids said? Get tweaked.
Can't get enough Continuum Drag? Commission a bonus episode for charity.
Want us to watch an episode we missed after using the escape pod or during a best of run? No problem.
Is there an episode of a series we've never watched or a TV movie you want us to cover? You got it.
Wish we'd comment on your favorite movie, content, or other weird media? Sure, why not?
All you have to do is make a donation to one of the charities selected by past guests on our website.
We suggest a donation of $50 per television hour of content we're watching, but everyone's means are different, so give what you can.
Get all the details about bonus episodes for charity on our website, continuumdrag.podbean.com, or follow the links in our social media profiles.
Continuum Drag is recorded in Ontario, Canada, and Seoul, South Korea. Theme music by James Rick Seidler. Produced by Jordan Dullock and Luke Black. Special thanks to Aaron Hughes.